What really happened at Incheon Airport? Why did BTS's RM break down in Jungkook's arms before departure, leaving armies in shock? Could this emotional farewell mean more than what we saw? What really happened at Incheon International Airport that left millions of armies gasping for air, clutching their phones and replaying the same heartbreaking scene over and over again? Why did RM, the leader of BTS known for his strength, composure and calm demeanor, break down in tears in the most unexpected of places? Not on stage, not in a studio, but in the arms of Jungkook, the youngest member who stood by him until the very last second before his departure. Was this merely a farewell, or was it a silent confession of emotions that words could not capture? Before we dive into the truth behind the tears that shook the fandom to its core, ask yourself, what would you do if you witnessed the strongest figure in your life collapse into vulnerability before your eyes? This is not just another airport sighting. This is a story of love, loyalty, and the kind of raw humanity that no camera can completely translate, but every army can feel in their chest. And as you read through this unfolding narrative, remember, your thoughts matter. Share them, comment your feelings, let others know how this moment touched you. And if you are one of those who couldn't stop crying after watching the scene, hit like, subscribe, and stay with us until the very end of this story. The scene at Incheon was nothing short of cinematic, almost like a film that no one expected to be screened in broad daylight in front of hundreds of travelers, fans, and flashing cameras. RM was preparing for his departure, walking through the polished floors of the terminal, his steps steady yet heavy, his expression distant yet fragile. Jungkook, dressed simply yet unmistakably, walked beside him as though his presence alone could ease the weight on RM's shoulders. But then, in a moment that has now become etched in the memory of countless fans, RM stopped, turned toward Jungkook, and pulled him into an embrace. And in that embrace, the unthinkable happened. RM's tears spilled. The leader who has carried the weight of a generation's voice, the man who stood tall through awards, controversies, military service announcements, and personal battles, allowed himself to cry. Why here, why now, why Jungkook? These are the questions that ripple through every corner of the fandom. Some say RM's tears reflected the reality of departures and the pain of saying goodbye, even if only for a while. Others whisper of deeper stories, of burdens too heavy, of silent promises exchanged in the language of tears, of the magne's quiet strength becoming the only anchor RM could lean on in that moment. And still others believe that this was more than just a goodbye. It was a revelation, a rare glimpse into the bond between leader and youngest that has been built not just on years of working together but on surviving storms side by side. The airport witnesses described the air growing tense, the kind of silence that feels heavier than noise. Cameras clicked, videos rolled, and yet, amidst the chaos, there was stillness. Two figures locked in an embrace that felt too intimate, too powerful, too heartbreaking to be captured fully by technology. Jungkook did not let go. He held RM firmly, his eyes sharp yet glistening, his body shielding the leader from the prying lenses. And in that moment, fans could see it, the unspoken words, the silent "Hyung, it's okay," the unwavering message that he would stand there until the very last breath of that farewell was over. Was this a goodbye to a chapter? Or was it the start of something that fans are not yet ready to accept? Could it be that RM, known for his eloquence, found words failing him in this most crucial moment, leaving only tears to speak on his behalf? Or was it Jungkook's quiet strength that allowed the leader to break his walls, knowing that he was safe in the youngest's arms? The questions linger, burning through comment sections, group chats, and late-night whispers among armies who replay the footage, hoping to decipher clues hidden in the way Jungkook's hand tightened around RM's shoulder or the way RM's head lowered, his face pressed against someone who has always called him Hyung with the gentleness of family. The story doesn't end at the airport doors. What fans are truly asking is, what did that embrace mean for BTS, for ARMY, for the future? Was this a farewell to innocence, to an era, to something that can never be repeated? Or was it a sign, a reminder that even as time and circumstances pull them into different directions, the bond they share will always find a way back to moments like this? Raw, unscripted, unforgettable. You might wonder, why is the world so shaken by a simple hug? But this was not just a hug. This was history, a message written in tears, a scene that made armies across continents feel both heartbreak and comfort at once. Fans confessed online that they could not stop crying, that they felt as though they too were standing in that terminal, wishing they could hold RM and Jungkook both, whispering to them the words they may never hear in person. You are not alone, we are here, we will wait. And so the question remains, was RM's departure just about a flight? Or was it about something bigger? Could this have been a hidden signal to fans? A reminder that even leaders need to lean, even the strongest crumble, and even idols cry when no words can express the storm inside them? Only time will reveal the full truth, but one thing is undeniable. The embrace between RM and Jungkook at Incheon will remain one of the most unforgettable chapters in BTS's story. A moment that generations of ARMY will continue to revisit, replay, and reflect upon. So ARMY, what do you think? What did you see in those tears, in that hug, in the silence that spoke louder than any speech? Comment below with your thoughts. Share how this moment touched your heart. Hit the like button if you felt the same shiver the first time you saw the footage. And don't forget to subscribe so we can keep unraveling the untold stories behind the stars we love. Because sometimes the truth is not in the words they say, but in the tears they can no longer hide.